It's fig repotting time. They're all pretty much dormant, lost all their leaves, but they're also all root bound. I had already repotted this guy, and the guy over there. And at some point, I think in one of my previous videos, I had said, I'll give you a story about the figs. So the story with our figs is, one, I had never eaten a fresh fig in my life until about 3 years ago. And I thought I hated figs because, you know, you're used to the fig Newton cookies, which, sorry, I just can't eat those. But Juan grew up in Argentina, and his grandmother had a fig tree that apparently you couldn't even wrap your arms around it. It was so big and so old, and it had figs on it like you would not believe. So, of course, he wants to have a fig tree. So we buy a fig tree. The first fig tree we got, it died like the following year. We put it in the ground, and it didn't survive. So then we kept them in pots, and when we moved to the house, we had only, I think, one fig, and his name was Cat. Well, he didn't have a name. We called him Cat because we killed him twice. Cat, we put Cat in a pot one year, left him outside. He didn't seem to come back. Forgot about him. He started to regrow. So, okay, great. Then the following year, we put Cat in the ground, thinking, okay, he can survive, no big deal, right? So it turns out Cat didn't survive in the ground. He looked like he died also. So I put a potted potato container on top of the part of the plant that I thought was dead, and the next thing you know, and a few months later, we see these shoots growing out, and the friggin' fig came back to life. So we called him Cat because, you know, he's obviously gone through 2 lives. He's got 7 left, but we try to baby him. So this here, this is Cat. We don't even know what kind of fig he is. We just call him, I'm just a fig. This is Figaro. Figaro is a golden honey. Nothing special about Figaro here, you know, except that Juan prefers the deep purple figs. These guys give beautiful figs, by the way. Beautiful figs. But Figaro grew very tall the first year we got him. Like, so tall, it was like almost, we thought it was too tall. So Juan had did a little experiment with a plastic water bottle, made a slit in the plant somewhere around here, placed this bottle full of soil around it, and in a few months, you got some roots, and then we got Fig Junior. This is Figgy's baby. And this is his second, this would have been his second summer. Good sized plant now, very big, but as you can see, look at all this stuff coming out. He's like, this pot is like, he's really root grown. It's going to take me hours to clean him up. Here is Figgy. Figgy is also a golden honey, but separate from these guys. So they're kind of like the same family, you know. So we've got Figaro, Fig Junior, Figgy. They all have strawberries in them, and they have strawberries at the bottom. Not in the bottom, that container there to put into the other 2 that I have to transplant. And then we have the last one I need to transplant after Fig Junior. This is a Chicago Hardy, and his name is Chicago. Now, his brother Hardy, we thought we would try and put him in the ground too and see if he survived. And, you know, we thought we carefully wrapped him and, you know, protected him from the wind and not so much the cold, but the wind and the elements by like all kinds of wrapping. And he was in the ground, where was he? Yeah, he was actually right over here. He was in the ground right here, and we'd had even a plastic tarp over this, so there wasn't much snow in here, and he was all wrapped up. We thought we did a good job. We didn't do a good enough job. This is what's left of Hardy. It's pretty lame, right? So, because Chicago is quite tall, Juan is going to try that grafting experiment with him again and get ourselves another Chicago hardy fig tree. I know it sounds awful to put them there, but whatever. My job for the next 3 hours or 4 hours will be repotting Fig Junior and Chicago. And I'm not going to bore you watching that because it's a long process and very tedious. But when I get them transplanted, I'll show you the family again in their new pots. 2 hours later, and the last 2 figs are done. So, who do we have here? Oh yeah, Cat, Figaro, this Fig Junior, Figgy, and Chicago. They're all going to end up in the greenhouse. Have a spot for them way at the very back corner. That's where they're going to live for the winter time with the rest of my beautiful indoor plants. The sun is really bright right now. Sorry about that. I was hoping to do my garlic bibbles today, but it's losing light. It's espresso time and it's shower time. I'm pretty friggin' dirty. Hands, clothes. But it's all a process. Oh, earlier I had planted my actual garlic bulbs for my garlic. I have it now as a fortress so that cats, squirrels, chipmunks, and hopefully mice do not dig in there. Anyway, I'm calling it a day. Thanks for hanging out and listening to me yak while I do stuff around the yard. We'll catch you soon. Ciao.